When a Zimbabwean plays in the EPL, it's like Zimbabwe has won the World Cup. Congratulations, Marshall Munechi. Okay. Cole the Entertainer. Yesterday, Chelsea did justice to West Ham. Oyiga Michael says, this is exactly what we've been saying all these years. There's no category where prime Messi edges prime Ronaldo. Not speed, not agility, not shot power, not aerial power, not goals. It looks like this whole rivalry between Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi is not going to stop now. This makes these people goats. Like, the two of them. Like, till date. I thought it would be transient. It will go to somebody else, maybe like the Mbappe and then probably Vinicius. It hasn't moved. It still hasn't moved.
As long as they live. Let's get.
All right. So Fabrizio Romano says, Cristiano Ronaldo, I'm the most complete player ever. To say that Cristiano isn't complete is a lie. You may prefer Pele, Messi, Maradona. I understand and respect that. Well, you got to blow your own horn, though. You know that you're that good, you're that good. Okay. All right. We'll move away from that. We get into the Ghana Premier League again, and let's see what people are saying with regards to that. 2025 Ghana Premier League, Akusue J. Asante Koto says the home supporters have been throwing stones and objects at our bench. Our media person has been hit, laptop and camera damaged. Okay. All right. So, well, the trends it is right here on the AM Club.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, we're going to get into our stories right after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Welcome back to the AM Club right here on MX24. If you're just joining in, you made the right choice. My name is Miriam Udwa-Kamenta, and I'm with my partner in crime.
So what kind of crime?
Good crime, good crime.
Okay, good crime, huh?
My partner
is there something like good crime, though?
There's nothing like that.
Good crime?
There's nothing like
All
that.
right.
There's nothing like good crime. There's only crime.
It's fine.
Well, we have a guest in Hobby to Saint joining us with the news. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Fantastic.
I thought you continued the streak of
we've now swapped.
You looked good yesterday.
No, he looked fantastic.
So please, continue the streak.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I will join it very soon.
Vest?
I'm going to find, yeah.
Where are the vests I give you, Mimi?
I passed it, I passed it on to your nephew.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Oh, I used to take it first.
Really?
Yeah, 2016.
She has.
Or Sheba, maybe I magic.
I don't know what she's using.
And it was so funny. I used to steal all his vest, but I had to pass it on to his.
It's good.
And so I'm going to find female vests. So
right.
I promise you guys.
My vest is unisex. My vest is unisex because you've worn it before.
Yeah.
It's not like you've not worn it before.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right.
Anywho, so what's in the news?
So there's still a big conversation about the speaker's suspension of the 4 members of parliament, 1 minority, 1 majority, 3 minority. Well, we've seen statements from the NPP, which says that, you know what, the speaker is running an autocratic parliament, which shouldn't be the case. It should be open for dialogue. It should be open for conversation. And if the conversation leads to a conclusion where the MPs who allegedly were involved in the chaos that occurred on Thursday, well, we would see, or then decisions can be taken. But from the speaker taking a decision is making it look more autocratic. we've also seen a statement from Alexander Afenyo-Marking, a memorandum to the Speaker. I think it's about 4 to 6 pages to the Speaker, asking him to reverse the decision he made, that is to suspend the 4 MPs, especially the 3 MPP MPs. That is the big conversation also. But then the Speaker constituted a committee to investigate happenings that occurred on Thursday night. They are saying that, well, from today they are going to begin a public hearing where persons who they're going to be calling mainly members on the committee to come appear before the committee and then give their statements of what's happened. So we hope to see that some development would be made, some finality would be brought to what really occurred, who started it, how it's fermented into what we are seeing blow out today. So that's basically what's trending in Ghana. But when we go to the international front, there's some sort of tension between Trump and then the president of South Africa. Why? Because so during the apartheid in South Africa, there was this segregation. I know the blacks were given a portion of land. Now, if you're a black man and you owned a land or like a huge concession of land, well, it was taken from you forcefully and given to the white man. Now, in 2016, there was a law that was introduced by South Africa that says that, you know what, these lands are going back to the black people who originally owned them. Now, Trump is of the view that South Africa is taking forcefully the lands that belong to the whites and giving it to the blacks. Therefore, he's saying that he's going to cut aid to South Africa if they do not stop what he thinks or describes as some unfair distribution or unfair seizure of land from the white to the black. It's developed some sort of conversation. Yeah.
Even with this backstory, I think Trump.
Kwaku
Trump. I think he's overstepping. I believe he's overstepping and he knows it. I think yesterday he had a conversation with the Mexican president, I believe, after he did what he did. Then then I heard Canada is retaliating the taxes that has been. You know, these kinds of enemies, and Trump is a good communications person, and he's good, not outside though, but he knows how to dialogue with leaders. And I believe that even if he thinks that these lands are unfairly being taken away from, because this thing happened in Ivory Coast some time back, where some military men who went there to work or who went there to who went to work there were given some land by the government. And they didn't have to pay for it because it was part of some of the things that they had to give to them. So they gave them lands, beautiful ones that over time obviously appreciated. Some of them had properties on it, but as at I believe before 2016 and before 2012, so somewhere behind, I can't remember the exact year, the lands were being taken from these military men. Some of them who were not Ghanaian, who were not Ivorian. So some of them had properties there they were using as their pension plans, getting small money from the renting it out and what have you. They took it from them, demolished most of it. And some of these things happen based on the history behind it. Because when you go and look for documents behind those properties, they didn't exist. Because they were gifts from governments to these military men. If there are documents to back the fact that these lands originally belonged to blacks, let's start going to that. So that we can tell Kwaku Trump, what really it is, right? Not sit down and start. Because maybe from his understanding, he believes that it's for the white people. If it was 200 years, then 200 years it's been for these white people and it's theirs. Over here in Ghana, we've seen Otufo go and, fight for some of the artifacts that were taken from us. And it's been loaned to us, at least so far, it's been loaned to us. But he's working towards, acquiring it completely. So we have these historic conversations that we can have behind these properties. But we need to have it properly. And Kwaku Trump cannot start fight. No. He cannot.
I think he's doing that knowing the kind of benefit most African countries get from the US.
Yeah.
So if he says that he's taking US aid away, that's and already we've seen him take the support he gives in terms of HIV to Nigeria. He's taking it away. We've had conversations about that. So imagine that happening, not only in AIDS, but you know, the support infrastructure, education, even democracy. Imagine if that is taken away from South Africa or the African continent, if Trump goes on this spray of do it my way, if not, I take aid away from you.
You see why these countries that have opted out of ECOWAS or have accepted their removal from the ECOWAS are on the tangent that they're on?
Right.
Because if you are at the mercy of someone, you only play by their rules.
It's true.
And the African continent, there was a journey Kwame Nkrumah was taking us on, because he knew that this force called the African force is stronger than we believe it could ever be.
Yeah.
And with the power that we have, if we're able to put it into, what was the word? If we're able to apply it the way it is supposed to, for lack of a better expression, they know what we can do.
We can do, yeah. They do.
You know, they know what we can do. For now, as we speak, and I don't have the actual numbers, but statistics shows that a very good number of resources that are being used out there, raw materials that are being used out there in the Western world, are brought out of Africa. Africa is producing a good percentage of the raw materials they use out there.
True.
So we sit here and play little, and that's what we're talking about this morning. We play little to these people, and what they continuously do to us is control our lives.
True.
Gradually, the African continent needs to understand the power that we have. Implement it accordingly. Let us get equal respect. Let these people know that yes, you might have the money, but we are making you have this money. So let's play like we are partners.
That's it.
Not a slave master and its subordinates or their subordinates. That's not how it's supposed to go. We're in 2025.
True.
No, we're in 2025. The African leaders and the African people need to know better. You know, we've done this to ourselves. You know, we cannot even go and blame them even. We've done this to ourselves.
Yeah, we do.
And over time, we need to learn to unlearn this, for lack of a better expression, slavery mentality. We need to do better. Because they're taking aids from people, because what these people have refused to do the needful, produce their own, explore the resources that we have, put the resources that we have into good use.
Right.
It's sad.
Very sad.
It's sad because for me, I think I got Trump's posture right from the video that was trending with the priest, because it was more like it came through her as telling Trump that, oh, have mercy on these people, because these people are the people who are helping us indirectly. You get it?
Yeah.
Indirectly, that's how the statement was going through, and you saw his posture already. You get it? So for me, I'm not too surprised.
That priest did too much, though.
Yeah.
She did too much. I mean,
oh no, but I mean, come on.
She did too much.
I mean, come on. I mean, for just the statement that you just letting the president know that, well, these people are people that are helping. You get it. So if you're going to do something to them, I mean,
you people know my posture on that thing already, right?
Yeah.
You people know. Yeah. I think that everything should be done the right way.
The right way.
Yeah, I think everything should be done the right way.
She took the opportunity.
If you illegally get into a space, you're a threat.
Yeah, threat. Yeah.
If someone breaks in, no matter what the intentions are, if someone breaks into this room right now, even if it is for safety, they're a threat.
Yeah, threat. True.
So, I mean.
Well, let's get into our stories this morning. My name is Augustine Adam Kobichi Saint, and let's begin off with Parliament, where the leadership of the opposition New Patriotic Party has accused the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, of adopting an autocratic approach to intimidate the minority caucus in the House. According to the party, the suspension of 3 members of Parliament following last week's chaos during the vetting process is unacceptable and poses a threat to their ability to hold the government accountable. Now, they released a statement earlier. Let's take a look at the statement released by the New Patriotic Party. Now, the leadership of the New Patriotic Party stands in solidarity with the minority caucus in Parliament. The New Patriotic Party has learned with scorn that the Right Honourable Speaker on Friday, 31st January 2025, unilaterally suspended 3 members of its Parliament. Now, the party sees this selective and autocratic posture of the Speaker as very dangerous, with all these actions packaged to cow the minority into submission, consequently weakening its potential to hold a government accountable. The party calls on all, especially its honourable members of Parliament, to be assured of the party's unflinching support at all material times, and fully supports the press conferences of the Minority Caucus on 3rd February 2025 and its subsequent briefings. In spirit of this, the party wishes to state that it does not accept the decision of the Speaker to suspend its members, which is in flagrant disregard for the Constitution of the Republic, and as well as the rules of natural justice. The party hereby reiterates its position that it stands with its 88 gallant honourable members to address all forms of repression and unfairness in the application of the rules governing Parliament and the nation. And that was a statement coming in from the New Patriotic Party, condemning the suspension of its members of Parliament, 3 members of Parliament, by the Speaker following the chaos that erupted during the Thursday night vetting of ministerial nominees. Now, let's still stay on this subject because the minority leader in Parliament, Alexander Afenyo-Markin, has called on the Speaker of the House, Alban Bagbin, to reverse certain decisions he made following the chaotic incident during last week's sitting of the Appointments Committee. Now, according to the minority leader, his request for the Speaker to reconsider his directive is aimed at restoring procedural integrity and upholding the constitutional principles of fairness. Now, in a memorandum to the Speaker on Monday, February 3rd, 2025, Afenyo-Markin specifically asked Mr. Bagbin to reverse the decisions made in the aftermath of the disruptions. Now, let's run you through the statement or the memorandum sent from the minority leader Alexander Afenyo-Markin to the Speaker, and the subject is procedural concerns regarding the suspension of members of Parliament. Right Honourable Speaker, I write to you in my capacity as minority leader of Parliament with the utmost respect for your office and resolute commitment to the sanctity of parliamentary democracy. It is in this spirit that I must, with all humility but equal firmness, express grave concerns regarding the procedural irregularities that attended your decision to suspend 4 members of Parliament, namely Honourable Roxanne Nelson Dafiamekbo, MP for South Dai, and Majority Chief Whip Honourable Frank Anodompre, MP for Nsawa Madwejiri, and Minority Chief Whip Honourable Jerry Ahmed Shaib, Member of Parliament for Weja and the Second Deputy Minority Whip, and Honourable Alhassan Suleiman Tampuni, MP for Gushegu. Now, at the onset, I wish to commend your strong leadership in swiftly addressing the regrettable incidents that unfolded at the Appointments Committee sitting of Thursday, 30th January 2025. Your commitment to preserving the dignity of Parliament and ensuring that parliamentary directives standards remain intact is acknowledged and deeply appreciated. Additionally, your directives regarding damage assessment and financial accountability for any destruction of parliamentary property, as well as the referral of potential criminal misconduct to the parliamentary property to the Ghana Police Service, are commendable steps towards reinforcing discipline and responsibility. Now, Right Honourable Speaker, while I appreciate your commitment to preserving order and discipline in the House, it is my respectful contention that the procedure used on Friday, 31st January 2025, to effect the aforementioned suspension does not conform with the Constitution, legally, and parliamentary framework governing disciplinary measures. Now, that is what he says in the introduction or the first page. Now, let's go to the conclusion where he calls on the Speaker to so he requests the Speaker for remedial action. Now, to restore procedural integrity and uphold the constitutional principles of fairness and justice, I respectfully request that 1, the suspension of the 4 MPs be reversed immediately as it lacks the required procedural and legal foundation. the ad hoc committee constituted under Order 5 and 24 be dissolved immediately. The Committee on Privileges and Immunities be urgently constituted in accordance with the standing orders, and the matter be referred to this committee for a full and proper investigation for subsequent action. Parliament formally reaffirms its commitment to procedural fairness to avoid setting a precedent that undermines due process. Right, Honorable Speaker, I humbly request a formal meeting with you at your earliest convenience, preferably today, Tuesday, 4th February 2025, to discuss these grave concerns, explore remedial actions, and chart a dignified path forward. I trust in your wisdom and leadership to uphold the credibility of Parliament and ensure that justice is done in this matter. Respectfully submitted. That was coming in from the minority leader, Alexander Afenyo-Marking, who is calling on the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Alban Kingsford Bagbing, to reverse the decision made on Friday, the 31st of January 2025, where 4 members of Parliament were suspended for 2 weeks. He's also called that the ad hoc committee set to investigate the matter, come up with measures to prevent these from happening, as well as unearth what happened on Thursday night. He's also called for it to be dismissed immediately, and also a meeting with the Speaker as well. He's called for that. But for the full details of the 6-page document, visit mx24.app/voting voices, where you get the latest news and updates and the full read of the memorandum submitted by the minority leader to the Speaker. Let's continue with some stories where the Ghana Police Service has arrested former Minister of Employment and Labour Relations Ignatius Bafoewa along with 2 others in connection with a violent clash during a football match that resulted in 1 death. Now, the incident occurred on February 2nd, 2025 during a match between Nsuatreman FC and Kumasi Asante Kotoko FC at Nsuatre in the Bono region. Now, the other suspects identified as Ajimandua Osu and Chairman Joseph are also in police custody. In a statement issued on February 3rd, the police confirmed that all 3 suspects are assisted with investigations. Now, on your screens is a statement released by the Ghana Police Service. Police arrest 3 suspects over violent disturbances during football match between Nsuatreman FC and Kumasi Asante Kotoko FC. Now, the Ghana Police Service has arrested 3 individuals in connection with the violent disturbances that occurred yesterday, 2nd February 2025, during a football match between Nsuatreman FC and Kumasi Asante Kotoko FC at Nsuatre in the Bono region, resulting in the death of 1 person. The suspects are Ignatius Bafoewa, Ajimandua Owusu, and Chireme Joseph. All 3 suspects are currently in police custody, assisting in the investigation. A search conducted in the room of the suspect, Ajimandua Owusu, led to the retrieval of 2 dresses with suspected blood stains and an MP23 pistol with 15 rounds of ammunition. The Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu Dampare, has spoken to the family of the deceased and the leadership of Kumasi Asante Kotoko FC to express their condolences to the police, the condolences of the police. Now, he also assured the family and the club of a thorough investigation into the matter. A special team has been deployed from the Criminal Investigations Department headquarters to assist the Bono Regional Police Command in the investigation, and it was signed by Grace Ansa Akrofi, the Assistant Commissioner of Police and the Director of Public Affairs at the Ghana Police Service. Now let's move away from incidents of violence and go to the presidency, where President John Dramani Mahama has called on African countries to move beyond exporting raw materials to processing these products for the benefit of developing the African continent and exploiting the skills of the youth. He made a statement during the final days of the Africa Prosperity Network.
Being exporters of raw material to become producers of finished goods, whether it is cocoa in Ghana, oil in Nigeria, copper in Zambia, or diamonds in Botswana, we must process and add value to our natural resources. By so doing, we'll not only increase our share of global trade, but also create sustainable jobs for our people, especially our young people. Our governments must therefore work hand in hand with the private sector to drive industrialization through special economic zones that encourage manufacturing and innovation, access to finance for small and medium-sized enterprises, which are the backbone of our economies, investments in technical and vocational education to equip our youth with the skills needed for industries of the future.
Now let's just stay on the Africa Prosperity Dialogue, because the President John Dramani Mahama has highlighted the crucial part the Africa Continental Free Trade Area (AFCFTA) plays in reshaping the continent's economic landscape. He stressed the need for immediate trade liberalization, infrastructure development, and stronger inter-African supply chains.
One of the most transformative initiatives of our time is the African Continental Free Trade Area. It has the potential to create the largest free trade area in the world. And the African Continental Free Trade Area represents a game-changing opportunity for African businesses, entrepreneurs, and industries. However, trade liberalization in itself is not enough. We must invest in infrastructure to facilitate trade, efficient road, rail networks, ports, and digital connectivity. We must strengthen African supply chains to ensure that our industries produce goods and services that meet both regional and global standards. We must harmonize our trade policies to eliminate non-tariff barriers and reduce the cost of doing businesses across borders. We must fast-track the full operationalization of the Pan-African Payment and Settlement System to facilitate the payment for goods and services across our continent. If we commit to these actions, we can unlock a $3.4 trillion market, creating jobs and prosperity for millions of Africans across this continent.
I'm speaking at the final day of the Africa Prosperity Dialogues, which took place at the Accra International Conference Center last week. Well, let's move away from this and do some politics, where social political analyst and journalist Moses Desir-Koyo has expressed his displeasure or disappointment at Oliver Barker-Vorma's apology to the Appointments Committee following his allegations of bribery and corruption. He spoke on the AM Club's news review.
I was looking forward to the submission of unimpeachable evidence.
Right.
Initially, because I saw he made a post on his socials that he's ready to present himself to the vetting committee the next day. So I was really, really looking forward to, because we've also noticed that in the fourth estate book written by Manasseh Azuri, certain similar allegations have been made, and I thought probably this would be a time where we would have like unimpeachable evidence to back some of those claims. But it was a bit disappointing that he met the vetting committee, and to an extent he started saying that it was a post he made in reference to something. It was long. It was too much. And then he offered an apology, which when he started his submissions, I knew that was what we were getting to, because immediately I saw the bevy of lawyers he came with, and I saw the caliber of lawyers he came with. I knew that it was a clear strategy to use the kind of people he brought in to be able to appeal to the mercy of the committee, because you saw senior statesmen and legal brains who were part of his legal team. And the point is, if you are going to make spurious allegations in this manner, and on such a platform you have, and you do not provide context, you do not provide a basis for them, and you say that later on it was just some postulations were made, it's problematic, because you see, Parliament already has credibility issues because of some things that have happened in the past. And we keep saying that we want to safeguard our democracy and maintain law and order and maintain transparency within our governance framework. So if you are going to chart that path, we expect that you make those allegations, having the responsibility to provide the evidence that back those claims. You don't meet the vetting committee and checking out. And I have had a lot of respect for him for the level of activism that he's displayed with Fix the Country. And I thought truly he would have stuck to his words and provided evidence to back those claims, but it was very disappointing. Very disappointing.
For an activist like yourself,
Well, that was Moses Desir-Koyo, a social political analyst and journalist, speaking on the news review yesterday. If you want highlights, well, visit MX24G8 on Instagram, where you get highlights or the full live show from yesterday to watch his segment or his submissions on the topic. But then Bernard Ajamo Eduji has described the happenings in Parliament that occurred on Thursday, January 30th, as unfortunate, unparliamentary and undemocratic. According to him, the suspension of the 4 members of Parliament by the Speaker is a step in the right direction.
To this issue, it is very unfortunate. Very unparliamentary, very undemocratic. What we saw on Thursday night in Parliament on the Appointments Committee, I condemn it in no uncertain terms. It should never have happened in any way. And the suspension to me is in the right direction because we need to sanitize the space. We are not setting good example to the young people who aspire to go into politics. What do we tell people? I saw a picture of students bullying, a junior from Accra Academy. What are we going to tell such people? What example are we setting, right? How do we settle misunderstandings among our people? So if the people we call honorables are those exhibiting such behaviors on the floor of Parliament, we need to condemn it. And we need to do everything, including what the Speaker has done, to sanitize the space.
Now, that was Bernard Eduji also speaking about the suspension of the 4 members of Parliament, as well as stating that their suspension by the Speaker is a step in the right direction. Like I said, with Moses Dizakuyo, for the full details or the full length of the conversation, visit MX24GH on all our social media handles. You can also get it on YouTube. If you type MX24TV on YouTube, you get the full details or the full length of the conversation, so you can take a listen to their submissions. But now let's do some energy or fuel check this morning, where fuel prices have risen for the 3rd consecutive time this year, with some oil marketing companies adjusting prices upward in the first pricing window of February 2025. Now, Shell has increased the price of petrol from 15 cedis 59 pesos per litre in late January to 16 cedis 29 pesos per litre, while diesel now sells at 16 cedis 20 pesos per litre, which is up from 15 cedis 79 pesos per litre. Star Oil, however, has maintained petrol at 14 cedis 99 pesos per litre, but raised diesel from 14 cedis 99 pesos to 15 cedis 37 pesos per litre. The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers had earlier predicted slight price hikes, attributing them to rising global crude oil prices and continued depreciation of the Ghana cedi. Well, if you are a driver in Ghana, you want to brace yourself for what's coming, because second in 2025, that's huge. But now let's do some international news, where the US President Donald Trump has said he will cut all funding to South Africa and has launched an investigation into the country's policies, claiming that a massive human rights violation against white people is happening over a new land exploration law. Now, Trump made the pledge to stop all future funding on his Truth social media platform on Sunday, writing South Africa is confiscating land and threatening certain classes of people very badly. Meanwhile, the South African government said that Trump's administration needs to understand better the new law, which is meant to help redress the impact of decades of white minority rule in South Africa under the apartheid regime, which ended in 1994. Well, that is all for the morning news on the AM Club. Like I always say, the news ends here, but doesn't end when you visit MX24GH, MX24 News, mx24.app/voting voices. So many options for you to choose from. Be in the know, on the go. My name is Augustine Adam Kwabiti Saint. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Kobe,
thank you very much. I'm just crying for
fuel.
Yeah.
I saw you shaking. I saw you shaking your head.
You know I'll cry for that, because it's absurd. I mean, how
should we start taking Okada?
How do we do this? But Okada cries still.
They say Okada there twins beer.
But still,
not bring the affect price.
In a bicycle.
Bicycle, or the electric ones.
Yeah.
The electric motorbikes. Yeah.
What's kind of
It's not that costly.
Yeah.
You know.
It's about and one thing about one thing about EVs I know of is it's a subscription. So you can pay for like 60 cedis to charge like like a package, like 3 months.
Yeah.
And it can last like for a very long time.
When we close, you go to what do you call ANC. There's one that they have one station there.
A charging station.
Yeah, the charging station.
Right.
So you go and check the actual prices and bring it to us tomorrow.
I think it will be fun to compare. Yeah.
Right after you enter into there's a restaurant on the left. When you go there, mention my name.
All right. Okay.
There's even a company right at East Legon, just on the stretch towards the Shezami. Yeah. They are also selling, electric bikes.
Electric bikes.
Yeah.
Right.
So we could just go back.
East Legon is a town, it's a nation on its own. You can get
a whole continent.
Because fuel prices.
How?
Second time.
No. Doesn't work. Anyways, Augustine, thank you so much for coming in with the in-depth stories. And now time for us to focus our attention to some sports updates. Right after this, we'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Well, thank you so much for sticking with us right here on the AM Club. It's time for us to get into some sports updates right here on the show. Of course, thank you, and a very big thank you to Betway for holding us down on that note. Well, first story, the Ghana Football Association, that's the GFA, has taken some decisive steps in response to the violent incidents that occurred at the Nana Kronamansa Park during the match between Insotriman FC and Kumasi Asante Kotoko over the weekend. Now, in a swift move, the GFA has charged Insotriman FC and banned the Nana Kronamansa Park indefinitely. An investigation team has arrived in Sunyani to probe the incident. The team is led by Chair of the Security Committee of the GFA DCOP, Lydia Donko. Meanwhile, the GFA has also shown compassion and solidarity with the bereaved family of the victim. An ESCO member, Fred Champon, led a GFA delegation to visit the family in Kumasi, where they were joined by the Regional Football Association, that's the RFA leadership in the Ashanti region. In light of the incident, the GFA has postponed all the Ghana Premier League Match Day 20 fixtures. The GPL club CEOs have subsequently been invited to a meeting at the GFA headquarters on Thursday, February 6, 2025. In addition, the leadership of supporters groups of all GPL clubs have been invited to a meeting on Friday, February 7, 2025 to discuss their role in promoting safety and responsible fan behavior. Now, yesterday we did see some, videos of the delegation going to the bereaved family and the wife of the late Pole. Oh man, Mimi, you should have seen the video. I mean, it's
sad,
very sad, very, 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 very sad. Someone who left the family to just go enjoy football. At the end of the day, as being a fan and a supporter of a club, didn't return back home.
Should never happen again.
And this is quite sad. Very, very quite sad. I'm excited that the GFA is just
taking the drastic measures that is supposed.
All the stakeholders involved as far as the Ghana football is concerned right here in this country. So let's see how. I hope it's not just meetings. I hope sanctions are taking place. I hope it sinks well. You get it.
I mean, so far the actions they've taken are calling in the right direction. Banning the the pitch and you know the stadium, and also making sure some of these. I think they're on track. Hopefully they take the drastic measures. But really and truly, what we really need, these arrests should constitute to actual prosecutions.
Yeah.
You know, this is what we want. We want to happen. Someone who is involved, who actively made sure this happened. Those who the perpetrators need to be brought to book.
Yeah.
Simple.
As simple as that.
Simple.
Yeah. So investigations are underway. We see how this unfolds. But still on this story, in a related development, the GFA, through its disciplinary arm, has charged 10 players with a breach of Section 1210 of the Ghana Football Association GFA Disciplinary Code 2019. They include number 1, Stephen Diu of Nsantraman FC, 2, Mohamed Kamara of Asante Kotoko, Justice Blay of Asante Kotoko, Frank Dombale of Nsantraman FC, Abdul Rahman Mohamed of Nsantraman FC, Walid Neymar Husseini of Nsantraman FC, Gilbani O'Neill Indogani Samba of Asante Kotoko, Andrews Inti Menu of Asante Kotoko, Mohamed Isaka of Nsantraman FC, and Eric Osebunsu of Nsantraman FC. It is alleged that these players engaged in unsporting behavior during the Ghana Premier League match day 19 fixture between Nsantraman FC and Asante Kotoko played over the weekend. They have until Wednesday, February 5th, 2025 to respond to the charges. Well, away from that, let's get into some EPL action. Now, Chelsea returned to the top 4 in the Premier League after coming from behind to beat West Ham on former manager Graham Potter's return to Stamford Bridge. After fellow top 4 contenders Manchester City and Newcastle lost at the weekend, the Blues were made to work hard for the 3 points by the visitors, who led through Jarrod Bowen at the break. But substitute Pedro Neto equalized for Enzo Maresca's side in the second half before Cole Palmer's cross looped over Hammers goalkeeper Alphonse Areola, which took a big deflection of Aaron Wan-Bissaka to gift the win to the home side.
Now.
Chelsea coming in top 4 right there, and well, well, the Premier League is looking interesting. Anyways, well, away from that, Trae Young made a 23-foot fadeaway with 1.6 seconds left and scored 17 of his 34 points in the fourth quarter, lifting the Atlanta Hawks to a 132-130 win over the Detroit Pistons. Now, Young helped the Hawks end an 8-game losing streak, Cade Cunningham had 30 points and 14 assists for the Pistons, who failed to attempt a shot on their final possession. Atlanta's DeAndre Hunter had 20 points and rookie Zachariah Risaka added 17 points.
Back is
Wraps it up for sports updates right here on the AM Club. Well, I want to say a very big thank you to Betway for holding us down, and that's a wrap.
We'll catch up with all the fun, the breaking news stories, sports, and business insight on mx24online.com. Now let's take a deep dive into the world of entertainment and showbiz right after this short commercial break. We'll be right back.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual. Visit www.mx24online.com For news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, and we have 3 days more to the weekend. Of course, you know me. Every single time I am, I'm about the weekend.
Okay, let's hurry up and get to the weekend already. How are you, Daphne?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am blessed.
Alaji.
Beautiful and successful.
Alaji.
It's not allergy.
Alaji.
It's not allergy.
This was, but actually, it looks like rich son of an allergy.
Okay.
It's giving rich son of like Dangote's son.
Okay.
Does he have a son? Dangote or Babylon?
Minimum. I hope you guys are good.
Yes, we are.
We're okay.
I'm glad.
Yourself?
I'm good, thank you. I'm powerful. Yeah, we'll go into that later.
No, I think maybe the necklace is Cartier.
No, this one, Cartier doesn't do pearls, so.
Don't do pearls. But it was these pearls were just harvested over the weekend from the oysters. Yeah.
Okay.
They sent them to me. Exactly.
Okay, for entertainment, why?
What do you think about best group being back into the category of TGMAs?
A necessity.
It's a necessity.
It's needed. I think so. Because I think we have, so even if we are 5 groups, they're still doing music, the category needs to be encouraged. Yes, I know we have issues with that, you know, groups being there today and tomorrow they don't exist anymore because of personal, you know, feud and all of that. But it shouldn't be discouraged.
I think every day there are groups that are doing well. Team Eternity, Lali and Lola. There's so many groups. I think the fact that we don't have the old groups there like that. You know, one time there was a conversation where Robert Clant, the PR of Chatterhouse, said that the reason why they took out the group was because for a long time groups weren't really pushing in, like the R2Bs, the 4X4s and all of that. You know, their music was not really, so that's why they decided to scrap it out. But it's so unfair.
In their stead, there was D2. Even in the gospel fraternity, we have a couple that came up. So these people should not be represented just because the oldies are no more. That's wrong. We should encourage them to create more groups because it helps. Some people have diverse strength and they can't do the music on their own. They need to be a part of a group.
Exactly. Now, one of the groups here in Ghana, which is our very own beautiful girls with red hairs, bubbly girls, we know them already, Lali and Nola. Happy belated birthday to them, actually. Saturday
was their birthday?
Saturday.
Saturday
was
your birthday. And I didn't post them. I'm going to post them today.
Okay. So they wrote a letter to Chatterhouse saying that please bring back the best group. You know, especially with how much they are doing really, really well. Lali and Lola, they are busy. They're booked and busy. I remember last time they were here on a Wednesday. Next Thursday they were somewhere. The video called me. I was like, are you guys not tired? And so they're really trying. And so let's take a look at what they said. They were like, we hope this letter finds you well. As artists deeply invested in Ghana's music scene, we are writing to express a collective concern regarding the continued absence of Best Performing Group category at the Telecel Ghana Music Awards. Over the past few years, there has been a significance of talented and impactful music groups in Ghana. These groups are making tremendous contributions to the growth of the industry and chart-topping hits, compelling live performances, and a renewed sense of collaboration. Notable groups such as Dope Nation, Keche, Team Eternity, Band Mayors, and ourselves, Lali and Lola, are just a few examples of the vibrant collective energy driving the industry forward. We believe that reinstating the Best Performing Group category will serve as a powerful recognition of this creative momentum and further encourage unity, collaboration, and innovation among artists. This category has historically celebrated the strength of teamwork and creativity, and its absence leaves a critical critical gap in recognizing the full scope of Ghanaian music excellence. We humbly urge the Telecel Ghana Music Award Board to consider bringing back these essential categories for the 2025 edition and beyond. We are confident that doing so, it will inspire greater creativity and engagement within the industry while strengthening the rich cultural legacy of Ghanaian music. Thank you for your time, dedication, and continued commitment to uplifting Ghana music. One regards, Lali and Lola. This was nicely put out there. Humble requests, but also I like the fact that they stated things that the best category have brought out of, musicians. JK, what do you think about it?
I wouldn't be shocked if the category comes back. Yes, because we've now seen groups that they are pushing, and they are also contributing to the music industry, whether we like it or not. So if Charterhouse could consider that, or the board could consider that, I think it would go a longer way to also help other people who are vying to come together in unity to do music. So that's it. I think they are not the only ones who have said this. They have decided to write a letter to Charterhouse on that note. Keche, you know how they will go about it, especially with Joshua. Shouts go out to Joshua. He doesn't have time to write letter. He will just go straight to it. You get it. And even when we hosted them on this platform, they did the same thing. Joshua, he said, I'll use this opportunity to say it and say it clear. You get it. So maybe for them, that's their way of writing the letter. You get it. And I think if other groups could also push forward and send in. I don't know about Dope Nation, whether they've come out to say anything of that sort. I think they have, but it's a long time ago. Yes, I think they have. They have also expressed their displeasure about the group. Yes, I think that was the stages where they came in and they blew off with their very first song. Yes, that was the time they advocated for that. So. Yes, if we have more people.
Now seeing more people, definitely they're going back.
Maybe you might see, myself and Mimi teaming up together to do some music. What? Yeah, we will do music.
What genre?
What genre? Oh, don't worry. Maybe we'll have a fusion of Afrobeats and gospel and everything mixed together. You get it?
I see.
You didn't ask for the name of the group.
Are you up for that?
You didn't ask for the name of the group.
Okay, so what's the name of the group?
What's the name of the group? Bonnie and Clyde.
Hey! Of course. 2 peas in a pod, actually. Anyway.
Yeah, BC, yo.
Hey!
Yeah. What you go do? You go sing or you go rap?
You sing.
I think I sing so you go learn rap.
I go rap, but I rap though.
I write too. Yeah.
I'm a good writer. That's what people don't know. I'm a very good writer. So I can write, especially I can write rap. Yeah. You know what you should mean to music? Broken heart. Yes.
Just like what's his
Broken
name?
Heart.
Perez music.
Yes, I had my heart broken.
Hey.
And that one I had to go and write a love song. That song is still there, up to date.
You've been busy, you have to go and find the song.
The song is there.
There's
this one particular, you've not heard the song. I'll look for the song. There's this one particular friend of mine, he has the song. Whether I like it or not, if I go to him, he'll send the song to me.
Don't worry.
And I'll send it to
behind
you.
The scenes,
it's called Why Did You Go?
Hey!
No, it's not called Why Did You Go, it's called Letter to My Ex.
Okay, give us a line.
What line?
The line.
Maybe feel lines.
Hey.
After the whole thing and getting over.
Why did you go inside?
No, why did you go is the chorus.
Hey.
Why did you go?
Hey, but you're prophetic.
Hey.
That's it. But it's true. That's it. She's prophetic. That's it. Why did you go? Now that you've gone, you've broken my heart.
Wow.
I'm not joking.
Anyway.
I'm not joking.
We're going to move away from that.
I think that song cry right now because it's not releasing. I can even give the song. No, I can give the song to Sarkodie and if you had to do the song.
I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Very nice song. I'll look for the song and I'll look for the song and send it to you.
All right, we're moving away from that. Now, I know, but let me take you back to Ghana Movie Awards. I know we talked about it, we dissected it, but we have friend Norma who has actually come out to give a side of the story. Why he decided to,
Give us, Papa.
You make me finish my statements, but let's quickly get into it. Fred Nwama, founder of the Ghana Movie Awards, has addressed the controversy surrounding the Papa Fan mementos given to the winners at the recent awards ceremony. Nwama explained that the fans were a novelty to promote made-in-Ghana products and were awarded for winners of the Ghana TV Series Awards, a separate award scheme. A separate award scheme held concurrently with the Ghana Movie Awards. Although they initially supported the idea, Nwama stated that he has no intention of repeating it due to negative feedback and acknowledged that the artists behind the concept had a valid rationale, highlighting the challenges of understanding artistic vision. He said, we are not understanding the vision, the vision they are seeing. We are not understanding it. But yes, he said that this award was to best TV series, but do you know that the bloggers of the year, which went to Zion Felix, actually got the best TV series, and he's not. So he actually came out to speak about the fact that he felt that I don't know, he was not really put into consideration, because you're telling me I got blogger of the year, but the inscription on the Papa plaque is best TV series. So it's a whole lot that is going on. A whole lot that is going on.
Mimi was there, so she has to explain to us.
Why is Mimi his PR?
let me see if I can explain something.
Okay.
So, I know the most, and I don't know why, because I was part of an award scheme, and we had ample time to get the plugs in town and to get it done, because I think they ordered from China, and it was on time to even put the inscriptions on it and what have you. But most awards that I have gone to be maybe a presenter to usually don't have all the plugs. So there's one they use as symbol of something. So there's one. Award organizers know this. There's no news. Say now, fan, and you said because we are diplomatic in tea. But so that you can drop that word and go and sit down. When it's ready,
and they bring it back.
They bring it to you. When your actual award is ready, so you'd hear things like, in the past we used to hear, we need artist of the year, but Plug Ninyambai. Adam came to talk about his own, because sometimes they don't have all the plugs at the same place. But what happened with Zion Felix's own is that when he was given he wasn't there. Ekwapin Polo was the one who went to take it, and instead of going to the back, she came down and she said, and took it away. And so maybe the idea was that,
right.
So coming back and collecting from her might be very, somewhere, so they left it alone. But they should also have called her. He said, now, just call her. Auntie Rosemond, wait.
Don't worry, we'll give him
We'll give it to
yeah.
but and explain to her, because she's also an entertainer and she understands how these things work. That is one. Now, I think that the job of the PR in Ghana is not explored at all. At all. Especially by the Ghana Movie Awards. There are lots of controversies that are going to be coming up. I read one this morning, and I've decided to shut up about this because I don't want to case. But if you are introducing a new plug to the award scheme, knowing very well that Ghanaians don't know this, what do you do? You can even outdoor the plug for a certain category. Because you have outdoored nominees of an award. So you can't talk about it. This is why we're bringing it. Do a nice video, throw it out there. People should know what they're expecting. So when they see a papa on stage, you don't think that somebody's coming to cook.
Yeah.
That is a work of a PR executive. Who is the PR executive? What did they say about the new newly introduced plug for a certain category?
Yeah.
The people who are receiving, do they understand what they are receiving? So what if someone just said that, what is this? No, I know they take you. Because you gave some golden man to everybody. They are giving me papa. You understand what I'm saying? So now that he has learned, even if he decides to use something else, this is the way to go. It is done.
Yeah.
In other jurisdictions, they talk about it. They'll give it. I remember the Oscars when it was Ellen DeGeneres who talked about the design of the Oscars plug, why it was they had a whole documentary.
Even TGMA, they actually ran something on like the plug, the evolution of the plugs when it went from the Ghana map to that instrument, and you know.
Thank you. I didn't even know that. So you see, a well put together organization like we'll talk about it because why am I taking this? Sometimes it has gold elements. This is a debe karat gold. You know, this is how you sell an event.
So even if it's supposed to be the papa and what he stated in there about the visionary and talent, and you came out to talk about it, I mean, they'll receive it with pride because they are part of the artistic whatever.
Sister, why are you voting?
Because I'm making sense.
He's making sense.
Are you voting?
We need to sit him down.
I think he's just shooting himself in the foot, and it's for me. Recently I met him, and I had to say this. I was like, no, you know, boss, Lord, you respect. We like this. We like everything and all that. But you know, it's making it look as if I shouldn't take the award scheme serious anymore. You get me? Because, to be honest, that day we went for a funeral, and she was now telling me that the thing was in the evening. I was like, Mimi, are you serious? Yes, the thing is in the evening. I'm like, whoa. And the way we used to value the Ghana Movie Awards, you get it. The way we used to value
it is our only movie awards.
Exactly. You've brought a scheme. You worked out. You saw that no, this is the only scheme that we have with our Ghana movies.
Right.
You get it because Mimi was doing something else. She was doing Golden Movie Awards.
Yes.
You get it. Yeah. And she said she even came out to say because of the lack of support and sponsorship, she's not going to do it anymore.
Yeah.
You get it. At least she even came to tell us that because of this and this and this,
it is so far no one now. So I don't understand. You see, you going out for 5 years. Do you know that on the red carpet host didn't know which one they're doing, whether it was the 13th or the 19th?
I think the 5 years should have been an opportunity for him to
work.
Listen, we can't finish this conversation now, and so let's quickly move away from that. But on some international stories, it was alleged that Kanye West and his wife Bianca Censori, they were actually dragged out of the Ghana Movie Awards. Hey, Mimi. Anyway, I said Ghana Movie Awards.
You guys get obsessed with Cowbell Coffee. I don't know how you guys do it, but yeah, using Cowbell Coffee will keep you updated.
No, when I saw the Cowbell Coffee,
everything changed.
Like, how can I say?
You changed from Grammys to Ghana Movie Awards.
Movie Awards. Anyway,
Cowbell Coffee should just take me as an ambassador. That's all.
Assistant. Anyway, they were actually taking out of the Grammy Awards, but it wasn't true. They decided to leave themselves. Did you see his wife's red carpet look?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
We can't do that here.
Bizarre.
I'll be fired.
Bizarre.
But Kanye's not happy. He's angry. He's saying that, why are you guys, doing this? Saying that we were dragged out of there when we decided we just showed up for the red carpet. What kind of agenda is this, first of all? Secondly, he goes on social media, calls someone out and saying that he's the one spreading the rumors. Now, the man did not sit back. He said, me, I'll talk. And so let's see the video.
I did not start a rumor about you being kicked out of the Grammys. I actually corrected it. I saw someone on your team who asked me to correct it because it had been reported everywhere. So, first of all, get your straight. And you, of all people, calling me a coon? Negro.
say he made me do it, I was under this, I was under that, I would bash her. I'll stand here and bash her. If 7 years, I'm still with. I'll bring the entertainment. Sorry, I'll stand here and bash her. Because take accountability for yourself. He said it. Did he put a knife on you? You can't say, oh, this, that. So, like, take accountability for yourself, and 7 years down the line, few years when you come and you're divorced and you're saying he made me do it, and you know, because at the end of the day, the whole world have seen you. Like, is that
You know, if you watch it, so my very good friend Kwatemaa sent me a video, a part of the video when they were on the screen. I was telling him that, listen, if we watch from the beginning, when they were walking towards, there was a conversation that the girl looked very uncomfortable. It was like she was asking, should I? Oh, she was. If you read her lips,
she was murmuring something, yeah.
To him, and he kept looking at her like, you know, and even when they were done, and he moved away, it was. I'm not going to use the word that I heard him use, but it wasn't it was very controlling. You know, it was very controlling. No woman in her right senses will go on a red carpet like that, naked. And we understand how Hollywood works. And if you watch, all of you, I entreat you to go and watch Candace talking about Hollywood and its craziness. It is bizarre. And I think this one, somehow, well, it's not in Ghana that they'll go and call culture to come and beg you. But, okay, Ghana, well,
there were comments that are coming in that if people are arrested just walking down the street and wearing bra and pants for indecent exposure, why are they not arrested?
They should call her.
I mean,
they should call that lady. She needs to be, but this is too much.
And questioned and asked, what's going on? What's going on?
Well, it's worrying.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we have for you today on the Entertainment News segment. My name is Daphne Flashley. Remember that we have 3 days more to the weekend. Don't forget that. I'm just reminding you every day. Okay, over to you guys. Enjoy the rest of the show. Remember, this segment was brought to you by Cowboy Coffee. That is why someone was hiding her coffee from me. But don't you worry. I'll go grab mine. Over to you guys.
Hey, coffee, Cowboy Coffee. Well, in today's dynamic business environment, a robust workforce is pivotal to achieving success. This is why we have thoughtfully designed our corporate health insurance plans to empower your employees and bolster your organization's performance. With Equity Health Insurance, your investment transcends ordinary insurance. It represents a commitment to the future of your company. Our health plans are individually tailored to accommodate the unique needs of your employees, offering comprehensive coverage and exceptional benefits. Our support goes beyond administrative tasks and premiums. At Equity Health Insurance, we are dedicated to standing by your side throughout the entire journey. Please feel free to reach out to us on 050-1515-124 or 0539-135-073 so that we can further enhance the level of service we provide to you. At Equity Health Insurance, we say always here for you.
Well, switch to Telecel Fixed Broadband today and experience incredible bonuses, non-expiry bundles, data transfers across devices, and lots more. New customers get 50% bonus data in addition to other mind-blowing offers, and existing customers receive 300% bonus data on every broadband renewal to keep browsing. To subscribe to Telecel Fixed Broadband for these amazing offers, dial *900# or use the Telecel Play app or visit a Telecel retail outlet and get connected today. Terms and conditions apply. Telecel, connecting energies. Okay. Well, that wraps it up for Coffee Daily, brought to you kind courtesy Cowboy Coffee. Cowboy Coffee stays there with you every moment.
A lot is happening in the studio. But we're moving straight to Lifestyle Daily right after this.
Visit www.mx24online.com for news, exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, up-to-the-minute sports updates, and the latest broken pen stories now. Experience more of MX24 Online. Visit mx24online.com today. MX24. Fun, fearless, and factual.
packed with its own surprises. You never know which thrill is around the corner.
Feel good. Feel good.
Or how it will play out. There's a sense of excitement.
Did our plane just stop? Another cash out.
That adds a little magic to my everyday.
Feels like a party tonight.
Michael has been exceptional, surpassed all his targets. Let's hear from this year's Staff of the Year.
This wouldn't be possible without a strong relationship. You've been with me through university. All those days of studying together just to ace those tests, which we did, by the way. And those days of the side hustles. You were there. All of these have prepared me for this moment. Cowbell Coffee has been there with me every single step of the way.
For the big days and the seemingly ordinary, creamy Cowbell Coffee is with you every moment.
This advert is FDA approved.
Sisi masendi obia sika ma no enti me twam. Kwadwo na ponche na.
Soa, masend pictures na ma. Choose new pe na fe send sika no ma no.
Sending money from Telecel Cash to Telecel Cash is free. You can also make payments to merchants on all networks with Telecel Cash.
Telecel, connecting energies.
Ready to start your modeling journey? Dreaming of runways, mugs and covers, and global fame? The Model Institute is here to make it a reality. At the Model Institute, we believe every aspiring model deserves more than just a dream. They deserve the skills and knowledge to succeed. In partnership with Radford University College, we are transforming modeling education. Our comprehensive one-year program covers everything from mastering the runway to understanding contracts, preparing you for the competitive modeling industry. At the end of the course, graduates will be awarded a certificate in modeling, giving you the credentials to stand out. Registration is ongoing. Apply online at www.themodelinstitutegh.com/register. Call or WhatsApp us on 024-898-9590. Or visit us at Radford University College, Lagos Avenue, East Legon. Follow at the Model Institute GH on all social media for updates. The Model Institute, Amat Victoria Kuram. Victory loves preparation. Let's prepare you to be the model the world is
waiting. Cheers to the lingering tastes and lasting memories over tables in groups or alone. What's your go-to when you desire the right beverage to whip up your vibe? The Ghana Beverage Awards is back to reward and recognize that outstanding beverage. And the power is in your hands. Nominate your most favorite beverage on www.ghanabeverageawards.com from 20th January to 28th February 2025. Ghana Beverage Awards is powered by Global Media Alliance in partnership with Reception Management International, Silverbird Cinemas, E-Productions, and our media partners Happy FM, YFM, B&FT, MX24, and NYDJ Live. Ghana Beverage Awards, inspiring excellence in Ghana's beverage industry.
Welcome to a brand new season of VIP Access. That's what we're talking about. VIP Access Podcast is back in 2024 with a brand new season. It's bigger and badder. From Australia, Nigeria, South Africa, Uganda, Rwanda, and Kenya. Season 4 of VIP Access Podcast will once again present you with a cross-section of Africa's brightest music stars and industry gurus, sharing with you tips and tricks to making it in the game. VIP Access will also highlight East Africa's rising artists in hip-hop, Afro house, classical music, Afro pop, and jazz music genres. Brace yourself for an exciting new season that will spotlight the expansion of African music while exploring the role of women in the music industry.
We are walking superheroes, and we sometimes we don't even see it in ourselves.
VIP Access Season 4 is proudly supported by the Australian High Commission.
Okay, all right. So welcome back from that quick break. Now time for us to get into Lifestyle Daily. Of course, we're in the month of love, so everything would be centered around love. Yes, we're talking the romantic getaways, where to get away with your loved one. If you don't get boo, then you left her like that. You just do your small corner. It's not a shade to anyone, but if you're a shade, carry them.
In this life, everybody could get love.
Oh, anyways, at Equity Health Insurance, the well-being of our members takes precedence. We recognize the unique healthcare needs of individuals and families, which is why we are delighted to present our Obisua Health Plan. This health plan is crafted to promote the enduring health and happiness of you and your loved ones. Our plans are meticulously tailored to offer comprehensive and competitive health insurance coverage for individuals, families, and smaller groups. Access to quality care is just a phone call away, offering continual assurance of your family's welfare. Contact us on 0546 645 465 or 0503 860381. Hashtag here for you. Okay, so shopping just got easier and better and smarter. A to Z Department Store, your trusted go-to shopping destination in Ghana, is now live online. Experience the same trusted in-store excellence from the comfort of your home. From fashion to lifestyle essentials, we've redefined shopping to suit your lifestyle. Simply visit www.onlinestore.azgroup.com. All right, browse, click, and enjoy seamless shopping anytime, anywhere. A to Z Department Store, where style meets convenience. Shop now, lifestyle redefined. Now let's get into the romantic getaway Valentine's travel tips for lovebirds. Yes, where you can go and do all your lovey-dovey stuff and then come back. And then some people go, they come back and they cry. Some people go, they cry and they come back. Some people go, they stay there, they cry forever. So, well, whatever there is, there's a cry in there.
It's supposed to be a good cry.
It's a good cry. It's a good cry. But others, I don't like taking my wife to romantic getaways. Do you know why? When she's leaving, she's crying.
I'm shocked.
Because she wants to stay.
I'm shocked that you're saying this. Because these people travel every weekend.
But I'm telling you why. Because when she's leaving, she's crying.
So you have to take her back the following week.
That's the point. That's the point.
Why is it, bro?
Hey. I said, yeah.
Why is it, bro?
Anyways, joining us for the conversation, we have the same squad. We call them the travel squad.
The travel.
Yeah, because we have travel content creator, Travel Bites Ghana, Eno Kwatemaa, and then we've got John Jayden Boakye, JJB. Anybody who has a J in their name, Charlie. Yeah.
Presidential material.
Yeah, JJB. So, yes, yeah. The J name, man, you cannot do. Please, do you want a J name now? Should we give you a J name?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Maybe Joanna.
I do not want a J name.
Anyway,
if
guys,
to give me a J name, what name would it be?
You.
Maybe Jane.
Jane.
A Jessica.
Yeah.
Juanita.
Juanita. Or Jane. You could be the next vice president.
Juanita Bynum. Yeah, it's a good name. It's a good.
That's fine.
Good morning, lady and gentlemen.
Good morning.
How you doing? We miss you. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah, I think we met last year.
We met last year, yeah.
Yeah, I think before the
Christmas was indoors.
My New Year is now
Christmas
started.
was indoors.
Guys, what did you do for Christmas? Where did you travel to?
Oh,
working back to back.
I did a lot of traveling.
You did a lot of traveling?
Yeah, I went to the northern region, I went to the Volta region, I went to Akosombo as well.
Hey, sister. You cry. We have to be best friends. That's what we have to do. Because at this point, I envy your lifestyle. But thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're talking, travel tips for this very romantic coming. That's next weekend, eh?
Yeah.
It's next week Friday.
Next week Friday
into the weekend.
Yeah,
so this time around, it's going to be a packed weekend.
Exactly.
And a lot of resorts are going to cash out.
Yeah, and there are lots of packages out there.
A lot of packages out there.
And let me threaten these young people that are in relationship. A lot of people are going to get pregnant. People.
Hey, I lie.
That's the point. Yeah. When it comes to making that decision, it's always very hard and difficult for a lot of people because you don't know where to go. Again, you're talking about budget, friendly spaces you want to go to. Let's start from the top where we're looking at places where what it will look when you're planning a trip for you and your partner. What should you consider? Let me start from the gentleman.
Okay. So essentially, planning a getaway or planning a family trip is basically centered around the same thing. You want to understand your budgets, understand the locations and the activities, the proximities to them, what else can you do around there, and also understanding the needs of clients. So in this case, your spouse will be their clients. What do they like? What do they want? What type of experience do you want them to have? And also, what does that moment mean to you? And for someone like me, I'm a water baby, so if I'm creating an experience, it would definitely be around the beach, waterfront, nature, beautiful sunset, all of those dynamics.
I see.
So,
are you dating?
Yeah, I mean.
Brother. I was asking for a sister.
Oh, you're asking for a sister?
Yeah, I was asking for a sister.
Unfortunately, I'm unavailable.
Unavailable.
Let's talk about some romantic destinations on budget. Because it's people, we just ended the year.
Yeah, but
I've not worked enough to save money.
About budget. Budget is relative, and people do have money.
On budget.
What do you mean by on budget?
I'm talking for my girldom and boydom.
Okay, so I'm talking about like 5,000.
What should I, again, part of the things that I was looking at you telling me, so I'm going to pass it to her, was how much I should prepare or my partner should put together to have a good experience.
Okay.
And when I'm talking on budget, I'm talking average Ghanaian paid 3,000 a month kind of budget.
That's a bit tricky considering what the resorts, the hotels are charging these days.
Okay, how much are they charging these days?
I think the average should be about 2,000.
2,000 a night?
It's even in dollars, right? So let's say 2,500 from that range.
Wow.
Yeah.
So on budget, you're looking at rooms, $200.
$150,
$150.
yeah, $300 thereabouts. Which is
so let's say 3 nights, right?
I mean, for the sake of us being on Ghanaian television, let's just, keep the figures in cities.
So when you convert, like,
I'm not the one doing it. It is the resources that are doing it, and you want to give them clarity because you're going there with Ghana cedis, and then if they're taking the Ghana cedis, they're taking the dollars equivalent. They're not taking Ghana cedis.
Exactly. It's based on your rates. Some will give you a 15.1. Some will say 15.2. Some will say 15.7.
So you have to pay that dollar cedi equivalent. Sorry.
Yeah.
And so. It's not us. I'm sorry. Some of it, we have to tell them what it is that is happening over there. So let's talk about some of the destinations.
Yeah. For me, or generally, right, I would recommend beach areas, like you said. I won't say water baby. And I think when it comes to romance, we're thinking about something intimate. We're talking about, connecting with nature, with your loved ones, seeing the sunset, seeing the sunrise, right? So, I would probably say Axim. Axim works for me. Adan as well. Adan has some beautiful romantic spots.
Okay.
And then I would say Akosombo. Akosombo has this serenity about it, with the mountains, the landscapes, the water. It's very intimate. It's very quiet. So Axim, Akosombo, and Adan are top of my list.
You're definitely talking all water.
Yes.
Now, for people who are who have a phobia,
I mean, you don't really need to go into the water. With Akosombo, you don't really need to go into
some people can't stand around it. For sure. I mean, let's be as considerate as possible.
Okay.
Some people cannot, just be around water. For people like that.
You've heard the expression, "Me fear for ni should."
It's only to me by me there.
Actually, I've had someone come on a trip with me in a group, and they were hesitant to do a boat cruise.
Yeah.
Just because
you could go on a safari ride. You could go to Mole National Park. Go on a safari ride as well. I think that's also quite intimate. Just you and yours.
And nature.
Yes, and nature.
Yeah. But on the subject of budget and destination. I would say, like I've always said on the show, I had a former boss that always says budget is relative. Expense is relative. More or less. So, again, if you feel like you don't have money to splurge, there's a lot of things that you can do, even right in the city.
Budget.
Like every Thursday, there's cinema by the poolside at La Villa Boutique Hotel. Beautiful ambience. It's free. You just walk in with your partner, go sit around the pool, enjoy the movie. There's a rooftop vibes in the city. They just opened Sun Frontiers right here in East Legon. There's also salsa night every Wednesday at Afrikiko, So really and truly, you need to express your romance in different ways that fit your budget. Now, when we're talking about the travel aspect of things, I think now Ghana has obviously become, a lead travel destination in West Africa. So anytime you find destinations like that sprouting up, of course, travel becomes expensive in terms of, resorts, accessibility, transportation, all of those things come to play. So if you have your own car, it's great. You don't want to travel 5-6 hours away, Axim Buzia. You want to be around, say, Ebri, Akosombo. There's a lot of lovely things to do. Like, how many local Ghanaians have gone kayaking with their partner, for instance?
But then that
you can do that for 100 cities, 150 cities in Akosombo.
Yeah.
See? Or even just take a walk on the Adami Bridge. It's all about catch the sunset on the Adami Bridge.
And I think he also mentioned something about Ebri, which is not water related, right?
Yeah.
So you could, you could go up the mountain, at night, just go and get
the regular
a view of
thing
Accra.
that people do is Ebri by night. Everybody parks their cars, but there's a couple of things that you can do in Ebri as well. Even
really
a
nice
resort.
resorts
If
there.
your budget is go grab a cocktail with a partner, then take your own, small condo. Express your romance.
This guy is hopeless romantic.
Petals everywhere.
Please send me your girlfriend's number. We want to have a conversation. I love that.
Yeah,
I love the fact that we are not limiting the entire conversation to just traveling to, the very exciting things that we see, those aesthetically pleasing things we see on social media. You could do something unique for your partner or with your partner that would also be very, romantic.
I think even the floating brunch experience we had, it's something, it's just you and your partner in the pool, like private pool for 2 hours, and you have a brunch in a basket to just float. So you can be eating and swimming.
In Ghana.
Yes,
that's
in Accra, right?
a great experience, but that might not be budget friendly for everyone. I would highly recommend it, and you can, go online and, floating breakfast, book it, or you can book via us, because we had the experience.
Yeah.
And
but what stops you from grabbing some fruit and going to sit at La Boma Beach with your partner, you know, play some board games, get to know yourself better. Like, nothing stops you from
There are
doing
lots of things to do.
There, you know, it's all about making the talk.
Why are you getting butterflies?
Considering the fact that you don't have a boyfriend. Say it, add it to it, and let's move on.
No, she's
I mean,
getting
you can do it with your
butterflies.
friend, your male friend, yeah.
You should.
I serve as a therapist and all of that, and these stores as well. So,
Charlie, JJB, you are my guy for probably the
It's
whole
a little
month.
romantic
Yes.
getaway.
Anyways, question here would be, yes, you're planning a getaway. I mean, would the packing of or whatever item that you need to pack to go on these getaways, does it depend on where you're going?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's say both of you are water buddies, you like water, everything, and per whatever you've said to us on the show, what would be the ideal thing to pack on a romantic getaway like this one?
All right, I'll touch on basic stuff and then I'll let you know touch on the female stuff because you know what to pack.
They know what to pack.
No, we pack two bags for that.
Yeah, even for just 2
everyone
nights.
has that.
We have an outfit for every moment.
Yeah, you know.
And even the imaginary ones that never happen. Yeah, we pack shoes and bags we don't wear.
Anyway, if you're traveling, you always need your essentials, your gadgets, you know, your power banks, chargers, whatever. And if you're a content creator like us, of course, you don't want to forget your, you know, gadgets as well. Your phones, ring lights, whatever you use to take your content. Nowadays, there are GoPros and all, you know, unique things that you can use to capture your content. You also want to pack essentials, toiletries, what's it called? Supplements, you know, liquid IVs, mosquito repellent, very essential because once you go out of Accra, even in Accra, mosquitoes are chewing you. And also, I would essentially pack, you know, swim shorts, swimsuits, because of course I like the water. Hiking shoes, comfortable shoes. People always forget. Sometimes I see people going on hike in sandals and things. I'm like, are you in the right attire? Understanding where you're going and you know dressing appropriately is always very important because it's better to always, you know, be well dressed than underdressed. So
I think he's basically covered everything. And you know, with women, I mean, if you're going with your partner, you know, you have to get some nice gowns. Exciting stuff in that bag. And
what is exciting?
You know what I mean.
The women understand.
The women understand.
So women who are going on, you know, who are listening to us, who are going to go, the exciting stuff, go and slide into her DM.
Go.
Come into my DM. I'll give you a long list. And regarding the gadgets he was talking about, you know, these days you want to capture, even though you are in the moment, you want to capture those moments. So I'm getting the tripod where you can just place it somewhere and get a picture with you and your partner would be great. You know, just capture the memories. Because what if there's no one around to take a picture of both of you, right? So just carrying a tripod, a mini tripod along.
But I'll throw a question. What's the one thing that you cannot travel with? Aside your phones and what's the one thing that
you cannot travel
with?
I'm supposed to be asking you. You tell me.
Yeah, you tell us.
That's
a very good question, though.
You cannot travel.
Very good question.
Without.
Yeah. I cannot travel without my charger.
Aside the basic
actually,
gadgets.
There's actually something.
Something you cannot say.
There's actually something.
I know, without money. I need cash.
But there's actually something.
I mean, aside the basic things, think about
the
it.
basics.
So
cash is part of the basics.
Yeah, I mean, cash, gadgets, all those things. You
are
need
basics.
Them. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
I cannot on planet Earth.
Anyway,
travel.
We'll throw it to
give it to her. Can you say? Wait. I don't have the answer to that.
Yeah? Oh, you don't want to say it?
No, I actually don't have the answer to that.
Yeah. What can you not?
What can you not travel?
One thing you cannot travel without.
The condom.
Was that what you're asking?
Is that? But I mean,
you're married, right?
Yeah, you're married.
No, but it's not a puzzle or anything. Just like that. Personally, what's the one thing you cannot travel without? Like, say me, when I step out of the house without a watch, I feel naked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like,
your watch?
Yeah, when I step out without a watch.
Oh, okay.
Like,
for me, it's my gadgets.
Your gadgets?
Yeah, because I have to create content.
Gadgets
so I'm very big on smells, and he knows it. I go back, like, don't walk around smelling like an evil spirit. Don't.
He doesn't always smell like an evil spirit.
It's not perfume. It's more than that. You know.
Okay.
You know. The people who know. Okay. Like you know, because again, I don't know what the I might have an idea of what the climate is like where I'm going, but I'm always packing my panty liners. I'm always packing my wipes. Those ones, they're you see, I can go without my clothes. These ones, they are essentials. I'm not.
Okay, so free game. Never travel without IDs, like passport, Ghana card. Always, keep a picture. Anything can
even if you're traveling within, even if you're traveling within Ghana.
That's one of the safety things.
I always forget.
But Moku come back to the condom for the sake of. For the sake of,
what's interesting,
the guys and being safe and all that.
And
so,
it's Valentine's, like you said, some people may get pregnant.
Because it's going to short this time. You know that.
I understand that. But let's not also center it just around that because, it's a celebration of love. It cuts across just, what's it called? There's platonic love. There's also expression of kindness.
And there are couples that are even asexual.
In different ways. And there are couples that are not really engaged into that. So it's about creating a moment. Being with your partner and building that true connection.
I love that.
But if you love condoms, nowadays there are Airbnbs and resorts that always, once you pull the drop,
oh really?
You're sure to find something or at the reception.
Wow, interesting.
That department is taken care of.
I think one other thing I just wanted to add was the thing about cash. Right, I think it's one essential that we should carry out because even though we think there's mobile money, all of that, you get somewhere and you are stranded, the network isn't so good, and you can't make payment. It has happened to me before, and it was so embarrassing. So always carry cash. Always carry cash along.
In Ghana.
Yeah, in Ghana. Always carry cash.
How safe are you with the cash? I mean, how much should you ideally have on you?
I think ideally, once you're done paying for your accommodation, which you are done before getting there, and you paid for your transport, you can just calculate what you need for your meals and the activities. So it shouldn't be anything more than 2,000.
Okay. Also, like she said, from a travel curator perspective, you want to make sure the basic stuff are covered. Like she said, accommodation, transportation, those things are the things that take the chunk of the money. So once you're able to cover that before you go, the basics are food, money to pay around tips. Those type of monies are not a chunk that's gonna, put you in a unsafe position. So.
And once we're talking about accommodation, regarding accommodation, you should always book ahead. I mean, if you're going to get away for Valentine's, which is next week, you should have booked yesterday. I mean, the best time is also now. Because most places are getting fully booked. Even on a regular day, on Fridays, places are fully booked. So imagine Valentine's Day.
I had an experience, right? and again, that is why I always tell people that listen, plan whatever it is. I'm a very spontaneous person sometimes, but this part of my life I'm planning stuff. And this particular day, I just wasn't having it in Accra. Like I planned to stay in my room, but in my room there was just too much happening. So I was like, I'm leaving. And I checked online, and it was a certain rate. So I was like, okay, this I can take care of. Got there, and it was twice the money. Imagine that I've traveled all the way to. I was telling you guys earlier that I used to go to Ada. Imagine leaving Accra to Ada and telling you that you're going to pay twice the money you saw online.
And
imagine if you don't have it.
And that's the other thing with prices as well. Sometimes you see it online and then you get there. Sometimes they don't update their prices on their website, right?
That's what they told me.
And for us content creators, sometimes maybe you come to my page and you scroll down and see a video I posted last year. That wouldn't be yesterday's price, not today's price. Until you get it, the price has gone up. And the problem with that when it comes to us creating content, sometimes we put that price on the video, and now you can't edit the video. You can only edit the caption. So you can make the changes in the caption, but then the video is there.
Right.
So you should always call to check before you even get there. Always call to check.
That's something I would totally advise. So again, you have to make sure. Since we're in the spirit of asking what you cannot do or what you can do, anybody ever forgot their toothbrushes?
No.
You never forget your toothbrush?
I'm pretty sure people have forgotten stuff. Toothbrush.
Toothbrush?
It's like a phone. So.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, people forget to bring a toothbrush.
But they buy one.
Yeah.
I have never.
They'll buy one. You come on
what if you get somewhere they don't tell you? Like an Airbnb. Usually
Don't be funny. Yeah.
Look, I'm talking into my face with that smell, bro. No, but
I'll pass you a toothbrush.
For me, I have like a packing list. So before I move, I'm checking off things.
No way.
Yeah. And I have like this cute bag where I have like my toothbrush, my bathing soap, my sponge, in just a cute bag. So once
it's already there, you just pick.
Just look for the purple bag and put it in your bag.
I have a go-to travel bag that's separate from.
So you should always have that.
Why are they not my friends? Wait, let's talk about that again. Why aren't you my friend?
I mean,
because I always pack the day before. Somehow my mother is always upset.
Actually, I do that too, but then because I have the packing
all these things.
Yes. Sometimes I pack the morning. I'm sure.
Sometimes it's spontaneous, so you always need to.
Because I'm thinking that I'll forget something, so let me just do it in the morning so I don't forget anything. But rather, my mom says, be packing the day you thought about the trip. So by the time the day comes, is that English? By the time the day comes, you would have packed all the things. Like every day you remember, oh, I didn't put this here, I didn't put that here. But somehow, I don't know whether it's the
anxiety, the excitement.
It just happens.
I mean, also to be able to pack fast, just you can sort out your things in 4. I mean, so you have gadgets, electronics, you have toiletries. You have clothing, and then you have accessories. That will help you pretty much pack fast. Yeah. So if you forget something, I forgot my glasses, but I didn't forget my mosquito spray or my toothbrush or my
those are
things like those are very
important.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. So when you were talking about the hidden gems, I was just gonna say that if you go somewhere and it's fully booked, always hit me up. I'll find your store. I'll find your place.
Hit us out.
Because. What happens is that everybody's going to the popular
places, right?
But there's always some hidden gems for somewhere that you'll find a booking. So that's why we're here.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we're still a little far from Valentine's Day, but people have started planning. Or those who have plans of going might have paid for stuff and already working towards that. Energy in spaces. Okay, so for me, I am both an extrovert and an introvert, but it comes as and when. So I'm on a trip and sometimes I just want to just be by myself. When you're in those spaces, what do you usually recommend? Like, if you're with a client who has, mood swings like this, what do you do with them?
I think you should go for that.
So you choose destinations that offer a blend of both worlds. As in, you can go stay on the beach. You can also come to a restaurant where people are. Say when you go to Royal Saint-Chi, for instance, there's the general restaurant area. There's the where you do the kayak. Or you can go to the tree house. That's more secluded. That also has a restaurant there. Or you can sit up there. Usually when I take people, we sit at the tree house and then we do a sip and paint experience. So you can do that. So you have a blend of both. On a weekend, the live band is in the main area. But the treehouse is chill and calm. So
what are the challenges that you could potentially face, and how do you address these challenges when you plan a romantic trip like this?
It always comes to the third-party vendors. Restaurants will delay you. Bookings, always confirm your bookings, because, like she was saying, when a place is overly booked, sometimes the people there are not checking. They could, make a mistake in your booking. You could go and then the room that you've been assigned is actually not the best. You need to check all those things. So that is why you need to get a travel curator. We take care of all those extras. You don't need to stress.
You don't need to stress.
Just pay your money, we'll handle it, and then you come on your romantic getaway.
What would be the best advice to the service providers, since you guys are travel curators in this season? What will be your?
We have a lot.
You have a lot, huh?
I'll even start right from Africa.
Okay.
I've spoken about this on the show before. When you go to somewhere like Kenya, you understand hospitality in a different light. So I think people also need to travel, because a mind that has been stretched by a new idea cannot return to its original dimension. So people need to, even if you are not traveling, go on YouTube, watch resorts in Africa. I'm starting from Africa, Kenya, South Africa. They have it covered. To a point where Ghanaian resorts and things that are employing Kenyan managers. It means that there's something to be learned from there. So we need to learn from within. We're not even talking Dubai, Bali, right here in Africa. Because I think we need to understand that we are not doing people favors when they are paying for services.
For me, it always goes back to the customer service, because if I'm going to romantic getaway, I want everything to be organized, right? And you get there and they're not even smiling. It's as if they are doing you a favor. Meanwhile, you paid for that service, right? And that's just one thing that makes experiences less fun or enjoyable in Ghana, to be very honest. You go somewhere, you've booked for a particular room, they give you a different room, they're telling you that, oh, we're not able to clean it on time. You get there, the room is not clean. And when you ask, it's like,
why are you asking?
They're doing you a favor, right? I get to remind, and you don't even give me a Wi-Fi password. You don't even tell me why it's not working. Nothing. It's like you're just there. No one is telling you anything, right? So it's it's customer service is one thing that we really need to work on if we want to go far with this hospitality.
I mean, with that said, we also want to applaud those who are doing a good job. You know yourselves. Keep up the good work. Keep up the top-notch customer service. And we'll always bring
we have a new tourism minister. And ministry, because the entire team is going to be, they're going to be new additions. Your recommendations to them, because the vetting committee didn't do as much as we wanted them to do. So let's start recommending on this platform.
I think we need something on price control. Price control when it comes to the establishments in this space. And as I also mentioned in the previous discussion, partnership with those who are working in this space, the tour guides, the travel coordinators, the travel curators, the travel content creators. Because once again, I'll go back to not getting information when you go to their website, right? It is giving us general information, tourist sites and attractions. But Ghana is just more than tourist sites and attractions. If I go to a tourist site, where do I stay? Right? You're not giving us those options. So partnering with content creators will open up that space so that people go to your page or come to your website as the Ministry of Tourism or the Tourism Authority. They have this information readily available. So partnership with the actors in this space as well.
And you, John?
Yeah, I think it's important to build a bottom-up culture where we're not just sitting at the top and guessing or saying that, these are the policies and initiatives that we need to take, but also starting from the grassroots. So bottom-up culture allows you to view the perspective of the local people. So I'm a sustainable tourism advocate. I will advocate for tourism that's more beneficial to the locals, and also collaborate, like she said, collaborating with local stakeholders, travel influencers, because some of us have been in the industry for long. You understand? So once you rope us in, there's also, but now I see that there's been forums and things that are including, these type of local stakeholders, and which are great. So they should maintain the things that are good. They should relearn and adjust the things that are not working, because there's a lot of policies and things in Ghana that don't work, that we still sit on butt tight. I have no idea why. We need to be progressive as people. I don't like to. As a political science major, I understand why it's important not to,
But then this is not politics. Tourism isn't politics. It shouldn't be. Tourism shouldn't be about politics, right? I mean, it should be about the interest of people.
I'll stay on subject. I plead the fifth.
You want to touch on something?
Yeah, just one more thing. I wish they would put the same energy and effort that they use in promoting December in Ghana to promote local tourism or domestic tourism as well. And he mentioned something about working from the grassroots, collaborating with those like the locals. I recently went to Accra Waterfalls, and Accra Waterfalls is beautiful, but you get there, there's no information. There's no office for you to go in and pay. You come there and you meet a tour guide, and they just give you any price. So there's no fixed price. I needed to use a washroom. I needed to pee when I got there with some tourists, right? And there was no washroom, and the washroom there was in a terrible state. And after the tour guide even sent us there, someone came and asked him why he sent us there, which makes no sense. So I also feel like they should be able to go to these places to know what's happening on the ground, as he mentioned. Because when tourists go there and they're not able to have an enjoyable experience, they would never want to go there.
Never recommend.
Yeah, so partnering with the locals and even going to those places themselves to see what's on the ground, it would really help.
That would really help. I think so too, because we're trying to promote local tourism, but there's really nothing to work. There's very little to work with when it comes to information, and a lot of people are traveling, because I've seen the travel and tours companies that advertising their out of Ghana packages, and I'm like, okay, there we go again. We could always do better. But ladies and gentlemen, since you're my new besties, thank you so much for coming on the show. We're going to follow tight. How do we connect with you on social media so that we can slide into your DMs and plan our secret vacations with you?
Okay, for me on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, Travel Bites Ghana. Yes. Okay. You could also call me on 020-665-7477.
Again?
020-665-7477.
Thank you so much, John.
All right, so you can reach me on Instagram, Jayden_billion. You could also go to the website, roadstoheritage.com, and you can reach me on the phone, 050,000-6649. 050,000 6649.
The 50,000, people don't know how it's
5000. It's basically 4 zeros after the
John is just complicated. I promise. I promise you guys. This guy is too complicated. But thank you guys. Thank you so much. It's always a delight to have a conversation with you right here on the show. Yes, so we're still in the month of love. We're promoting love. So right here on the show, we're doing whatever that needs to be done to make sure you have an enjoyable, Valentine's. Also, we have something special coming up on the 15th. Stay tight. We have something amazing for you, because if you're not able to do anything on the 14th, don't worry, we have something for you, okay? So stay tight right here on the show. My name is Miriam. We're going for a quick break. When we come back, we continue with the plug right here on the show.
Shopping just got easier, better, and smarter. 8Z Department Store, your trusted go-to shopping destination in Ghana. It's live online. Experience the same trusted in-store excellence from the comfort of your home. From fashion to lifestyle essentials, we've redefined shopping to suit your lifestyle. Simply visit www.onlinestore.azgroupgh.com. Browse, click, and enjoy seamless shopping anytime, anywhere.
The offers get even better. 10% discount on first order, free delivery. Note that you can pay via cash on delivery, Momo, and Visa.
Welcome to the heart of Ghana, where beauty, culture, and talent converge. Get ready for the most anticipated event of the year, Ghana Students' Most Beautiful Pageantry 2025. Join us as we celebrate the brilliance of our youth, showcasing the grace and intelligence of Ghana's most beautiful students. Together, let's celebrate beauty and the future of Ghana. Premiering on Sunday, 2nd February 2025 at 7 p.m. live on MX24 TV.
Amazing people. Quick question for you. Have you ever used a mobile app or a digital platform to pay for goods, send money, or manage your finance? You know those super convenient tools that make life a lot easier? Of course you have. I mean, who hasn't? Well, it's time to show some love to those fintech innovators who keep us make your voice count. Vote for your favorite nominee and help them get the recognition they deserve. Wondering how? Don't worry, I've got you. It's super easy. First, just dial the short code you see on your screen on all mobile networks or hop onto our website at www.GhanaFintechAwards.org and click the Vote tab. Next, follow the prompt, enter your favorite nominee's code, and voila! You casted your vote. Remember, every vote counts. Let's make it loud, let's make it fun, and let's make it fintech. Do you also want to join us at the event or become a sponsor? We'd love to hear from you. Give us a call at 059-838-5685 or email us at christina@GhanaFintechAwards.org. Don't miss out on this year's celebration of innovation, creativity, and excellence in fintech. What does make it big for the innovators driving Ghana's digital economy forward? Because it's going to be an electrifying celebration. See you there.
I'll see you on this one, man. Mike.
Right here on MX24. If you're just joining in, you made the right choice. My name is Miriam Udwa-Mensah, and of course, this is the plug. We're plugging into something really amazing, okay? Yeah, Kingzkid is in the house. Did I pronounce the name right?
Yes, got it right.
Kingzkid is in the house. Jay, we are clapping. What's all this? Wake up. Your wife is at home. Kingzkid, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Awesome, awesome. I'm blessed.
You look amazing. I like your jacket.
He likes my jacket, people.
You also the jacket be red.
Red, yeah. Month of love, right?
Yeah, that's the whole idea.
Yeah. This year she go marry, so say you go come.
Amen.
live.
You go perform for my wedding.
Live.
That's booked. Kingzkid booked for my wedding. Listen, the urban music, first of all, congratulations, and we're going to continue to congratulate you guys for your inclusion in the TGMAs.
Right.
So you have a category for yourselves now. So you're going to be nominated. So now you're going to work twice as hard.
Yes.
Because whilst you're working for Jesus, you're going to be working for TGMA's structures to also push you in. So congratulations for that. Now let's get into urban music, urban gospel. For that matter. It has gained ground now. Now everybody has accepted urban gospel, but for you in that space, what's the challenge? It's strange that we're starting from the challenges, right? Yeah, let's start from there.
I think it's good. I think it's good that we're talking about that because they have to be addressed. Saying that it's been accepted, I think we're still on thin ice a little because there's still people who are opposed to the whole notion of urban gospel. I've had so many conversations going on in the past week and a half since the announcement was made. Yes, I was in the news for saying that it wasn't enough and that we want more. But it wasn't from a bad place. I was acknowledging the fact that I mean, like, we're grateful that the category has been created. It's been a long time coming, but I was also advocating for more. More in the sense that we're looking to see urban and Afro gospel artists standing boot for boot with not just gospel artists, but the mainstream artists. We want to see nominations in all of the main categories: Artist of the Year, Most Popular Song of the Year, Rap Artist of the Year should be able to come from Afro urban gospel eventually. So that's what I was advocating for. Not to say that we're not grateful. Of course, it's a plus. It's something that is here to stir, the genre up and to let people work more. And for over a decade and a half since its inception, having a category for it, I mean, it makes me excited because it means that those who are doing it from here forward, have something to look forward to, like a representation, even in mainstream media and all of that. So yeah, that's great. Challenges, I think like one of the greatest challenges of it has always been acceptance, right? Like I keep saying, in the beginning of it was on very thin ice in the sense that you didn't know where to put it. The people in church were like, well, these people trying to bring Area System to the church, and then the people in the secular are also like, well, these people trying to copy us and trying to, so...
No acceptance for you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it was always dodgy, it was always shaky. Even now, there's still people who have doubts about, like the validity of it. Exactly,
like it is.
And all of that. But, thankfully, like you said, it's been accepted. I don't think it's there yet, but it's been accepted. And I feel like it's on all of us, all of the artists and everybody who represents it to work twice as hard, like you were saying, or thrice as hard, just to let them know that it's not something that, some people decided to start. It's God's vision for the time, because the young people need something that they can relate to. Otherwise, you lose a whole generation. You understand? So yes, that's been like the main challenges. I feel like the second challenge will be investors and funding. But now I feel like it's opening up, and the conversations are going on.
Love
it's good. Yeah.
Now let's come back to Kingzkid as an artist. Let's talk about you. How you started this entire journey of urban gospel. Did you set out to be an urban gospel artist, or you wanted to just do gospel, wanted to be Jesus baby, you wanted to rap? All these stories. Tell us what really the plan was for your life.
Yeah. One of my very first songs I wrote was urban gospel. I remember back in primary school, I used to sing a lot of songs. At break time, I used to sing, and then the girls got around me, but I wasn't singing gospel. I was singing Shaggy and Cisco and all of those songs for them. They'll be screaming and all of that. And then I had an encounter. My uncle was a pastor. So one time I was in church. I was actually in the classroom, and then something happened to me. I just started crying in the class. I started praying, and I was just filled with the Spirit of God then. And I think like in the coming weeks, I was getting prophecies left and right. Every visiting pastor is like, your wealth is in your voice. Your talent is in your voice. I see you on billboards around the world. Take music seriously. What happened? I didn't know how it was going to happen. It didn't happen until my second year in Central University, where I went for an all-night one time. And after that, I felt like purpose just embracing me. I felt like it was time to do what I was here for. Like I was saying, I was writing those kinds of songs, but there was really nobody doing it as much in this country. So the people that I had to listen to were Kirk Franklin, Mary, and the host of others. I feel like Esther Smith was one of the people who was also doing it. People don't give him credit for that, but I feel like her beats, were just amazing. Her beats were like not the regular gospel kind of beats. And then there was Jael, and some of the people also tried, bringing like, that vibe to it. But yeah, I kept doing that until Central University, where I released my first single. Prior to that, I released some R&B song that was like going viral, and then I'm sure God was like, Charlie.
You're missing the purpose.
Like, if you don't catch this boy now, you won't come back. So yeah, and then I remember after that all night, I went to the studio recording my first single, I Depend on You. Next day, everybody was bumping to it. Then I released another song, Thank You, Papa, with no promo, nothing. It was all choreography groups were dancing to it and all of that. And prior to that, like I said, because of the prophecies that I've received, I knew that I was born to do this. I knew that it was tied to my destiny. I understood that it was an assignment I was here for. and that's what's kept me going this long.
How did I Got My Jesus On come about? Because I thought my first song I had of you would definitely be I Got My Jesus On. How did that come about?
So I Got My Jesus On. It was during my national service at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. I remember one of the days I was writing. I write music everywhere. All of my books from school have music at the back page, right? So I think at national service time I was doing the same thing. So I got an idea. It was supposed to be I got my David on, right? Because I was just meditating on David and all of the victories that God gave him and how imperfect he was and all of that. And I just got the idea, I got my David on, and then I felt like after we made the beats, I called Mike Mills. I was like, Charlie, they come. I was at national service. I remember I ran away around 1 p.m. and I went to the studio.
You didn't complete the national service?
I'm not saying she ran away. No, I ran away, went to the studio. I called my brother R, and then we went to the studio, and then we did it. But while we were there, I was meditating, and I was like, no, I feel like there's a better representation of the story I'm trying to tell than I Got My David on. So then we switched it up to Jesus, and then it just picked. I was like, wow, amazing. We just wrote the song there and then recorded it, put it out. The reception was amazing. And then God just did his thing with it. Yeah.
What would you say your biggest influence in this space is?
My biggest influence, I feel like God used me and a few people to start a culture of young people who are on fire for God, vibrant, stylish, and
stylish,
I feel like God used us to start like a culture, a movement, because that's what it is. It's just saying to all the young people around the world that, listen, you can be young, still love Jesus, still, be
cool.
Yeah, still have fun, still live, and be cool, like you said, and still be on fire though, because that's the most important part. Yeah. So I feel like that has been my biggest contribution to,
awesome.
to music in Ghana.
And who influences you?
Who influences me? A host of people.
Or what influences you?
What influences
me? The kind of things you do?
Definitely some people have paved the way. I'll give shout outs to Lecrae. Lecrae is one of the pioneers of it globally. He's in America. He was one of the people who was able to proper push it. There were people in the UK who I was listening to as well. Before I started, I had to, like I said, after the switch and after the all night, I had to delete all of my catalog of music that I was listening to back then. And I got about 500 to 1,000 Afro urban gospel songs from around the world. So for like almost 6 months to a year, I was just stuck on those songs. Like my hostel mates were singing the songs all the time because they were tired. You always hear me playing, and it was like preparation for what God wanted to do. Exactly, yeah. So I was just stuck in that. But yeah, Lecrae, Kirk Franklin definitely, influenced me a lot. Mary influenced me a lot as well. Shouts to some of the UK guys, my friends now, Governor B, Fairchild. They did great. So they influenced me. And then obviously the Holy Spirit influences me a lot because, like I said, it's more of an assignment. I feel a lot of people miss the mark when it comes to us seeing it for what it is. Because if it was just two people or young people trying to do something, it would have died out a long time ago. But understanding that it's an assignment to let you keep going, even when it gets tough, because it does get tough. Sometimes you expect, family and friends. I remember in the beginning, I lost a lot of people. A lot of my friends were like, what? I remember asking one of my closest friends to be my manager because I was like, oh, Charlie Gospel, yeah. I know, I had all of that. And I had like friends who were, secretly mocking me here and there because of the switch. Because it wasn't cool then. I'm talking about like 15 years ago or 18. Oh, no, 15. 18 will make me look too old.
Yeah, I was just about to ask, how old are you?
Nah, like 15 years ago.
Still, how old are you? You want to talk about that?
How old am I? I'm
how
30
young
plus
are you?
now. Yeah.
30 plus?
Yeah, so yeah.
So you're young when you started?
Yeah, so I can say boldly that I've put close to half of my life into pushing this. Yeah, for it to become what it's becoming, because it's still not where I saw it's going yet. Yeah, so we have to keep fighting.
There's still work to be done.
Yeah.
We left Jay out of the conversation.
Jay, just like, I'm even scared because the angle is giving me.
Nah. Kins know. He knows. I mean, been part of the team always.
Yeah.
I'm always a phone call away to him,
Yeah.
so he knows. I mean, it's a buddy thing.
Yeah.
So let me then interview you then. Since Kingzkid started this music journey, what would you think? Masa, I'm still asking you.
I'm intimidated.
You can me.
I might call Jay Kingzkid now.
No, since you are very part of the team, let's talk about the journey. Anytime you look at the brand Kingzkid, again, we have seen the successes this brand has brought to itself. But what are you, when they ask you to manage this brand, what are you envisioning this brand Kingzkid to be like?
I feel, I don't know, but I feel that's what I even want to ask him, because the thing here is, he just said that where he wants urban gospel, Afro gospel to get to is not there yet.
Yes.
Yeah. You get me? So my question here is, I feel his purpose is already done.
What?
That's to me.
I understand.
Yes.
So
I mean, he is Kingzkid. Yeah. But on the other side, where I'm seeing Kingzkid, I feel like Akwawe, this scene and also saw been
there, done that.
So what's next for him?
Okay.
You get it. Yeah. Where he wants to see Afro gospel get to.
Yeah.
What exactly is he going to put together to make it get there?
Or what would he see?
Or what would he see
to make it like dream?
Because I feel like because if we talk Afro gospel, we talk urban gospel. Yeah. First on the list. Do you know why I'm saying this? I'm saying this because we're not here to flatter him, but let's give him props for what he's been able to do with the genre as we speak. You get it? Because even when which of the VGMAs was it that it had the all-stars and he was the only rapper on it? You get it? And he started the whole vibe. So then we're like, okay, it's established because they didn't call anybody, but they called him. So my question to him is, as Kingzkid now, and you telling us that Afro gospel is not where you were envisioning it to be.
What would you see?
What would you see
for it to be it?
First of all, I'm going to say something, and I want people to listen with an open mind. In the beginning, even in the gospel industry, urban gospel artists, and I think even now it's still like that. Well, maybe because like me, I have kind of distinguished myself a little with certain regards. But I don't like seeing even mainstream gospel artists or contemporary gospel artists using my people as props. It really hurts me when I see, because a lot of people just bring my people on just for the, just like, they just use them like as props. And see, this guy will come, then people will shout and whatever. No, that's not what this is about, And they still, I feel like a lot of people still treat urban gospel artists like, let me use the family system. But I feel like a lot of people are treating some of my people as stepchildren. Sit in the corner, whatever we give you, take it and eat, like that type of thing. And that also hurts me. Again, like I'll say, for me, people treat me with respect, right? But I want to see the genre get into a point where nobody feels like, if I put you on a show, I'm doing you a favor. Or if I put you on a song, I'm helping you. No, that's not what it is. I'm helping you as well. Like, it should be mutual respect. Do you understand? Yeah. Understand and respect what we stand for, what we're here for. Because at the height of what God has called us to do, it's going to be so scary that we're going to be having the biggest shows, the biggest deals, the biggest contracts, because our market is wide. We have both the secular and the gospel people. I know a lot of gospel people who listen to gospel, secular people who listen to gospel music all the time. When they are depressed, it's our music they have to listen to. When people are having bad times, they have to listen to gospel music and listen to urban gospel, or let me just say gospel music, to be fair. So I feel like they are still not being treated how they're supposed to be treated. They are not your stepbrothers. They own an equal share of the pie. they are even more relevant in these times because God has, an assignment for the youth of this generation, and God is very keen on keeping them in the church, so they're here. So, respectfully, an equal piece of the pie is all I'm asking for my people, and this might make me come off as, I don't know, ungrateful, but someone has to say it. I have to, because my people do not talk. I was having a conversation with some of your boys recently about how Christian music and gospel music has always been treated, or musicians are always trying to be timid with their hands behind their back. And I have been like that for a long time. But if we're really representing Christ, then we know that he's both a lamb and a lion. There's a time to be a lamb and there's a time to roar. And it's time for my people to take center stage, do what they have to do. Get a piece of the pie, and also stop relying and waiting to be called for shows. God's ability is in you. Create stuff, create music, create your shows, create entertainment, because underlying what you're doing is entertainment. Your industry is not music, it's entertainment, which is a broader scope, right? So you need to understand that God is relying on you to keep the body entertained, especially the young people. So these are the conversations that I have with my team.
You sound very frustrated talking about this.
Yeah, because I'm not one to just see a category and be happy. I've done, I've done this for over a decade. So if I see a category, it's good.
It's good.
But it's not
enough.
Yeah, exactly. There's good, there's better, there's best. So I'm not going to settle for good and say that's all. I'm trying to say there's more.
The first time I heard 1 month I wasn't say, well, it's great stuff, congratulations to us, but it's not enough. I got worried. I was like, oh my God, I hope they don't come for my boy. Really, I'm so scared. But then hearing you, and again, with the explanation he gave, it's almost as if you guys went for a meeting, you discussed how you should communicate this thing. But if that idea is the same, are we working towards getting all of those things, or we're going to stay focused? Again, focus on Jesus.
Right.
Let every other thing come when it does. Also, you talked about being used as props.
Yeah.
I said last year, I was part of 2 events.
Right.
And every separate events, and every one of them said, we need this group.
Yeah.
Because they will sell.
Yeah.
And when I had a conversation with, and again, I'm not going to mention name, with one, he said, because tickets out, because then we're going to take money. And then I saw the agitation from there. I was like, this is very worrying. Because they're now aware that they're being used as props. So again, I'm with you. I got that, and I felt very bad. I felt very bad, because in my mind, this is exciting.
So even if you're going to use as props, give the respect that's needed with regard to remuneration for artists and stuff. Because I've had
and making
a lot of people,
comfortable to
exactly,
be able to do the work.
Because you're not going to book other gospel artists or artists for a show, and then when it comes to the urban or Afro, you're like,
it's like,
we don't have money.
Sidelining.
So pay them their due.
We'll continue with this conversation. I believe time is fast spent. But what are the projects quickly that we should expect from you? Are we to expect an album this year? What is it with Kingzkid?
I'm trying to work on 2 new EPs.
Okay.
One is hip hop and one is Afro gospel. Because I feel like we need to flood the markets. We need to give our people options, to listen to. So that's what I'm trying to work on. And I'm starting, I spoke about entertainment. I'm putting together 2 different TV productions and stuff as well. Because like I said, the mistake that we made from the beginning was we were always waiting for avenues to be created for you when you have the capacity to create your own. So that's what I'm working at right now. And then there's definitely going to be a concert in November or December. Last year I had Amplify Festival at Kwatemaa Food Court on, I think, November 2nd or something. But we're going to have it in November again. But I'm sure I'll be back.
Yes, most definitely. How do we connect with you, Kingzkid? If we want to book you for an event, not as props, but as, something higher than that.
I feel like, they're going to come at me, but...
But okay, if that's what's going to save my industry,
Yes, I'm speaking for my people. I'm the spokesman for my people, so it's calm. I'll take the shots. But yes, for bookings, you can send an email to giftedmusicglobal@gmail.com, giftedmusicglobal@gmail.com, or kingskidmusic@gmail.com. Get in touch on Instagram. It's Kingzkid Gram. Send a DM. Let's talk. God bless you. Yeah, boy.
Bless you too, Kingzkid. He's giving, my teddy bear vibes. He's giving, my teddy bear. He's giving D-Black vibes. He's giving. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being a part of this morning show. My name is Miriam Udwak Mensah. See you again tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Are you back tomorrow? Tomorrow is Wednesday. Valentine, next week, okay. 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on the AM Club. Make sure to join us online. It's MX24, GH on all social media platforms. See you again tomorrow.
Guys, don't worry. If you don't see her face, you see mine. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Please do enjoy the rest of your day. So bye-bye for now.